The night begins like any other in the quiet, weather-worn village, until the phone in Diep's room vibrates violently, slicing through the stillness like a blade drawn in the dark. She jolts awake, disoriented, breath snagging in her throat. The corridor is cold as she rushes out, the wooden floor biting at her bare feet. She answers with trembling fingers. Before she can gasp out a greeting, James's voice spills through the receiver, warm, breathless, and thin, as though crossing continents to reach her. Diep, I just heard what happened. About Fat. About NHI being threatened. Wind roars behind him, wild, merciless. He sounds like he's calling from the edge of the world. I'm on top of Orange Hill right now. I'll finish everything here as fast as I can. Just give me 2 or 3 days. I'll be home. For a moment, Diep cannot speak. Relief punches through her so sharply that it hurts. She presses the warm phone to her cheek as though she could pull him closer by sheer will. James, NHI misses you so much. I do too. He laughs softly, gentle, tired, unmistakably his. Terrible road, terrible weather, but I miss you both more. I'm picking huge sweet oranges. I'll bring a whole basket for you. In the dim room behind her, little NHI sleeps curled like a kitten, murmuring Uncle James even in her dreams. The innocence of the child, the viciousness of the threat, the contrast cracks something inside Diep. A gust rams the windows. The old house shivers. The cold crawls under her thin shirt, making James feel even farther away. Come home soon, she whispers. We're waiting for you. There's a rustle, a strained, yes. And then the line collapses into dead silence. The darkness that follows feels personal. Morning arrives harshly, gray clouds hanging low, wind cutting through the village like a warning carried on cold air. Diep forces herself through her routine, but something sits lodged in her stomach, heavy and cold. At the cafe where she works, the door suddenly slams open like a gunshot. Fat steps in. He moves like a winter gust, sharp, silent, slicing through the room. His eyes lock onto hers, hollow, predatory, charged with a quiet threat. Sit, he says. A flat voice, but each syllable feels dipped in poison. The air thickens around them. Fat lights a cigarette, exhales slowly, looks at her with an icy detachment. James's father paid good money to have you hurt if you don't leave him. The cafe noise fades. Diep's world tilts. You and the kid will be in danger, he continues. Love doesn't put food on the table, Diep. Money does. Images blur across her mind. Nye's smile. Her drawings of the three of them. James's midnight voice over the phone. His father's cold, calculating glare. Fat taps ash onto the table, tone tightening. I've been James's friend for years. I'm here to make you wake up before it's too late. Diep's nails dig into her palm. She lifts her head, voice trembling but steady. I will never leave him. Fat stands, smirking. You'll regret this. But Diep rises too, eyes ablaze. No matter what his father does, I will stay with James. That is true love. Fat snorts. Love is the funniest thing in life. Whoever loves more, loses. He steps closer, breath reeking of smoke. Stop pretending. You love his money, his status. You don't understand, Diep answers, voice hardening with steel. One day you'll meet someone who changes you, someone worth risking everything for. That's what James is to me. For a heartbeat, something flickers in Fat's eyes, pain, jealousy, longing, before he smothers it. If I were a girl, he mutters, maybe I'd love James too. He turns, leaving a shadow stretched long and distorted behind him. And Diep sinks into the chair, pulse pounding in every fingertip. That afternoon, Diep walks the dusty road home, clutching rent money from vegetable sales. The wind carries Fat's mocking words with every gust. Ahead, her tiny house waits, worn, humble, filled with warmth. Inside, NHI will be drawing again. Just this morning, she proudly showed Diep a picture of 3 stick figures. Mommy, Uncle James, me. Dusk spreads like blood across the sky. James is still days away. His father has placed a price on her head, but Diep straightens, spine like iron. As long as I stand, no one will touch my little girl. Under the blazing red glow, she quickens her steps, walking toward home, toward her child, toward the love the world is trying to destroy. Night comes fast. Diep enters the dim house, and Nye's face lights up. Mommy, the girl hugs her tightly. For a moment, the world softens. Look, Mommy. Uncle James is picking big oranges for me. The drawing is uneven, messy, beautiful. Yes, Diep whispers, smoothing her hair. He's coming home soon. Later, with NHI asleep, Diep sits alone by candlelight. She replays James's short audio recording. Diep, I'm on my way home. Wait for me, once, twice, 5 times, then, a crunch outside. Footsteps, wind, she peeks through the curtain. Nothing, but Fat's warning echoes like a curse. Danger doesn't need a face, only belief. Scratch marks of fear, 1342 to 1520. At dawn, fog wraps the village like a shroud. Diep steps outside with her broom, and freezes, ugly scratch marks gouged into the wooden gate. Fresh, deliberate, her breath catches. She steadies herself just as NHI runs out. Mommy, what's wrong? Nothing, sweetheart. Let's get ready for school. She holds Nye's hand too tightly on the walk, but the girl simply hums, trusting her mother completely. At the market, Diep arranges vegetables mechanically. Every unfamiliar face makes her pulse skip. Every motorcycle engine makes her stiffen. Fear grows roots fast. Her landlord arrives, rambling cheerfully, but his voice barely registers. A neighbor notices her pale face. You okay? Just the cold, Diep lies. Meanwhile, on Orange Hill, wind lashes James's clothes as he stares at his phone, thumb hovering over Diep's number. He wants to hear her voice, but he knows if he calls, she'll hear the fear in his. He pockets the phone, forcing himself to focus on his work, but something cold crawls up his spine. "3 days suddenly feel far too long. Back home, dusk deepens. Diep tucks NHI into bed. Will Uncle James bring the big oranges? NHI whispers. Yes, Diep smiles. He promised. Will he stay long? A sting shoots through Diep. He'll stay as long as he can. NHI drifts into sleep. Diep watches her tiny hand clutching a crayon even in dreams. She has survived poverty, loneliness, hardship. She knows fear well, but surrender is not in her vocabulary. She sits under the dim corridor bulb, phone in hand, and waits. For a voice, for a sign. For the man racing down a mountain to return to her.